Hey, what's going on, guys? T Martin here. Oh, I hate that guy. Don't you? Anyways. Hey everyone, Xtrendence here, and today I have a new video for you, and this one's regarding Infinite Warfare, as you may have read from the title. There will be two segments to this video. The first one will be discussing the bad things about it, and the second one will explain the good things. Keep in mind this is a review of the multiplayer as opposed to the campaign, because I haven't played it, and as such I can't really judge it. And before I get started, I'd like to point out that I've been playing COD since the first one. Remember that shit with the dead cow bodies that you had to hide behind from the machine gun fire? Yeah. Anyways, my favorite COD is Modern Warfare for the story and Modern Warfare 2 for the multiplayer. I'm also on average an almost 3 to 4 KD player, although my stats are pretty awful. They're like at 1.6 KD I think, because I always go for the gold camos and stuff early and don't bother actually playing smart when I'm going for them. I just run around and rush mindlessly trying to get the kills. Now, I started disliking COD after Black Ops 2 basically. This was mostly because it started to get repetitive, and I played games of Battlefield and saw that one single flag in the Battlefield map is literally the equivalent of a whole COD map. But then you had Destruction, which made it an entirely new map. You also had vehicles, you also had a lot of different shit. But I'm getting a little sidetracked. Anyways, Ghost was awful. They literally teleported you to a map below the current one in that strike zone camp strike. It just shows how fucking lazy they are. Like, they tried to introduce the whole dynamic destruction and stuff. It's literally a tree falling down. Like, come on. Anyways, Advanced Warfare just dug a hole for COD with its spammy movement system and the bullshit gun variants. Black Ops 3 was like the nail in the coffin. Infinite Warfare is like the 2-ton metal casing around the damn thing. That's not to say the game isn't fun though, but we'll get into that later. So let's get started. Infinite Warfare introduces the most overpowered arsenal of abilities I have ever seen in the game, along with a slight pay-to-win element and of course a myriad of other shit. First off, there's an advantage that's directed towards players of higher level. I'm level 40 right now and can definitely see how I have an advantage over anyone below level 30. This isn't a bad thing, but it's awful for new players later down the line. But for those of us who get started now, we'll be just fine. The best lethals, tacticals, rigs, and their abilities unlock after 30. The one I want to talk about is definitely the fucking phase shift for the FTL. Here I'll show you a couple of clips to demonstrate just how broken and overpowered it is. As you can see, it's a complete counter to any sort of defensive play, and even though I almost never camp, it sucks to know that I'm on a high kill streak and someone out of nowhere can literally just appear in front of me with a goddamn knife and stab me. Obviously, players with slower reactions and stuff can't really use this ability effectively because they need to memorize and predict the enemy's movements and such during the time they are in the other dimension because they can't really see them. But my biggest issue is that the ability takes less than like 30 seconds to recharge, with a kill or two in between. That's insane. That means I can use the ability almost every time I encounter my third or fourth enemy during any given life. And I'm not even mentioning the other rigs and abilities, like disabling other people's health regeneration and stuff like that. My issue with this is that it introduces even cheaper kills. COD is known for giving free kills, be it via Last Stand, Final Stand, stuff like that, or Dead Man's Hand, which was literally the worst one. It's literally free kills. Any single player can easily use these abilities to kill a group of enemies, and since this ability unlocks at a later level, it's impossible to counter because the phase shift can only be countered by another phase shift. We're both going to the other dimension and fight each other. The issue is that the FTL player won't really know when the other person is in the phase shift, and they can't even see them. This also makes snipers useless, or anything long range, because it's easy to close in on the target or get very close without the enemy even knowing. It's basically a teleportation hack or something of the sort, and by recharging so goddamn fast, it makes it more useful than most of the weapons and such that come with the rigs. Now don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying this very much. In fact, the game is extremely fun. In my opinion, unbalanced shit makes every game ridiculously entertaining, but only for a short duration. After players get settled in and start taking it more seriously, shit like this will annoy them. It's impossible to go for a 30 kill streak if so many things can one-shot you or literally hit you out of nowhere. In fact, there's a rocket launcher that's kind of like an AoE splash damage kind of thing, and it's kind of like a fusion rifle out of Destiny with AoE, but much more powerful. Anyways, biggest issue with multiplayer is basically free kills, compression of the skill gap, and unbalanced abilities. Other than that, it's pretty stable. Now let's talk about why the game is actually good. When I started playing it, I expected it to be boring and just terrible, but as I played more and more, it actually brought back that spark that I lost after Black Ops 2. It felt good. That release of dopamine after kill streak was back, as opposed to feeling almost nothing in the previous CODs, even when getting nukes or camp strikes. It was just fun. I love the guns and the sounds, and especially how they brought back the classic guns. I missed the intervention so fucking much. The maps could be better suited for the wall running and such, but it's still a fresh design and a good change from the boring ass 3-layer design that's way too simplistic that Treyarch always brings. Now the covers are still polygons, which makes the skill gap even smaller because it's clear where the cover is, so you don't have to use your creativity or anything like that to find cover. You know clearly where they are. And it's still enjoyable regardless of all this shit. I also like the health bar as well as the kill cam showing the amounts of hits the enemy landed. The graphics aren't that big of an improvement, but I like the color palette, and the camos look pretty great, albeit being a little too simple, especially the gold, mostly because it looks nothing like gold. Maybe bronze, but not gold. As far as glitches and bugs go, I haven't noticed any yet, and my connection has been pretty stable so far. Hit detection is also extremely good, which I was a little skeptical about at first because, well, it's COD. But I would have to say that the sniper hit detection and just generally using snipers is a little too easy. And especially with the assault rifle slash sniper combo with that one gun, that's a little overkill, because it literally defeats the purpose of an overkill perk, because you have two types of weapons in one, and they are completely different. They even have different ammo stacks. So for example, if you have 20 total sniper shots, you have around 200 or like 150 normal assault rifle ammo with the gun, which kinda, yeah. And it's also extremely powerful. Anyways, let's conclude this. I have to say it's an average game. I definitely enjoy it more than Black Ops 3, but at the same time it's not the complete piece of shit that I expected it to be. I play Titanfall and Battlefield and such, and I'm definitely not a COD fanboy. If anything, I'm more of a Dark Souls or Bloodborne fanboy. But I'm trying to be fair and definitely don't want to say that the game is bad simply for being a COD game, which is like a trend nowadays, just ripping out COD for no reason. Well, for reasons, very valid reasons, but it's like this hate bandwagon that everyone just gets on. For example, the dislikes and stuff, right? The dislikes, I'm pretty sure at least like, I don't know, like 500,000 of them were legit. And then people see that a company is getting shit, right? A big ass company like Activision is getting shit for a game they made. And they just join in and pile on the dislikes because they can. I suggest watching a channel by the name of B Dobbins for the win if you want very fair opinions and reviews regarding games. But Call of Duty is clearly in trouble right now. Sales and pre-orders are definitely down. What do you think the big COD YouTubers have started to say that they don't like COD and complaining about it? Because they realize that Activision and COD are no longer profitable for them. And if they stay with COD and don't jump ship, they'll die with them. They're trying to save their reputation, because it'll be inconvenient, not to mention idiotic, for them to be praising COD, especially when everyone's hating on it right now. They would get backlash for it. Although, let's be honest, they haven't really liked COD for a while. If you put out that many clips and stuff, and play the game that much, to the extent that they do, anyone would hate it. Like, it's like doing the same shit over and over. That reminds me of a Far Cry reference. The reaction is totally superficial, because nobody's out here just screaming at the top of their lungs for a new camo or a gun variant, unless they're either very young or a COD YouTuber. But then again, they are, in terms of critical thinking and mental capacity, very comparable. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave a like to let me know whether or not you agree. If you don't agree, then leave a dislike. But I try and keep an unbiased opinion, giving both the good and the bad. I have to say, I will keep playing the game. It's definitely fun. And if you have an extra, I don't know, 60 bucks is it? Or like 80 bucks? Whatever. If you have the money, then obviously get it, because why not? But if you haven't got games like Titanfall 2 or Battlefield 1, I definitely say get those. I didn't get Battlefield 1, but I'll get into that some other time maybe. I did like the game, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, just not the game for me. I loved Battlefield 4, but Battlefield 1, I don't know, it didn't have the same effect on me. Didn't really get that immersed into it, I don't know why. Maybe it's because the game was a little slower and such, so you'd be running around the map and stuff without really encountering enemies that often. That's what I experienced, at least during the beta and stuff. So, I don't know, I might get it. But Titanfall 2, definitely insane, awesome game. Better than the first one. And the one thing that I'll say, I never played the playlist with the AI, because that just feels, I don't know, it feels like I haven't really killed anyone, if you get what I mean. Anyways, see you in the next video. And yeah, bye.